Welcome back to the Throtl YouTube channel, guys. My name is Quinn, and we got a special video today. We're going to start it off by putting the STI in Sport Sharp, rolling down in second. So today we're going to be reviewing our STI. This is a 2021 Subaru STI, the last of the STIs, and what a fantastic car. So we're going to be covering pretty much everything we've done to the car, what it's like to live with the car and drive it, and we got a fun video for you guys today. So we haven't done a crazy amount of modifications of this car, but the mods that we have done really have improved kind of how the car feels and how the car drives. For instance, we have a carboy shifter and a cob tune, and that completely changes how this car feels. It's way more crisp, and the sport to sport sharp setting on this car does quite a lot. It makes a huge difference in terms of boost this thing puts out. Most cars with like Sport and Sport Plus sharp tuning trim stuff that you switch on the knob, you kind of really don't notice a difference aside from throttle input on like automatic cars. It's a little bit snappier on the shifts, but this thing completely changes when you put it into Sport Sharp. It becomes way more aggressive, it gets on the boost way faster, and it has a lot more power. It's a lot more fun to drive. On top of being a super fun car to drive, this actually makes a really good daily driver, and it's just overall such a good car. Our last Sweepstakes car we did was an Evo 10, and it was a fantastic performing car, but compared to this, the interior is a bit dated. The interior on this thing is super nice, really well put together, very modern, and it doesn't feel kind of plasticky or fake at all. All of the screens work really well. It has a really nice sound system in it. The AC is blowing freaking really nice, especially since it's hot out today. It's really nice. And just kind of the layout of the interior is super nice. The steering wheel is super comfortable. You got pretty much everything here. Cruise control, you got audio controls. And one of my favorite touches that we did to the interior of this car is my boys over at Opalite Optics came in and threw in a starry headliner in this thing, and it looks absolutely amazing. Especially when it's late night, you can kind of see the starry headliner through the peripheral, and it has a really nice look. And if you're looking to get down, it sets the mood, you know what I'm saying? So we're pulling up to a really nice local parking lot here. We're gonna actually get out and go through the car and look at all the changes we've done to this thing, and then we're gonna hop back in and keep driving it. All right, we've arrived at our spot. Let's hop out, take a look at the car, and we'll start under the hood. So this is the final iteration of our Sweepstakes car. We are done modding it, done building it, and let's take a look at what we did. So to start the car out, we've done a lot of maintenance and kind of preventive things in the engine bay here. So we have a full Mishimoto cooling system. So we've got their triple core X-line radiator, which is a huge improvement over the single core factory radiator. We have a silicone hose kit from Mishimoto, so it's gonna replace the factory rubber hoses that tend to go bad and crack over time. We also have a Mishimoto oil cooler as well. So no matter how hard you're driving this thing, if it's gonna be daily driver or track oriented, this cooling system has got you covered and is ready to put into work. We do have a few cob items in here as well, a little bit of power adders. Aside from the 50 state legal tune we have on the car, we have a full carbon fiber cob intake, which really makes this engine bay look super nice. We also have a cob alternator cover as well. Really brings a lot of carbon fiber into the bay. It really cleans it up and makes it look really nice. All this stuff is way more presentable than the factory plastic components that are factory on this car. I love the look of this intake system. Along with the sound, you get better induction noise, and you can hear the factory recirculation valve as well. Gives a little psh sound when you're on boost. Super cool. We also reached out to our boys at JD Customs, and they sent us a slew of titanium parts to put on and kind of dress this engine bay up. The one you notice the most is going to be these. So this was actually factory, kind of like a carpet, more of like a fender liner material. So we threw that out and threw these JD Custom one in, and it looks really nice. I love a good titanium looking part. JD Custom caps on both of the radiator caps, the oil fill cap, as well as the brake fluid reservoir cap. Kind of sprinkled some titanium throughout the engine bay. It's a really good look, and I absolutely love it. To finish out the engine bay, we have an Optima yellow top battery. They perform way better than the factory batteries that come in these cars, and it's a super easy upgrade to just toss one in with a carboy battery tie down. We're also running Motul engine oil on this car, as well as P coolant, to keep everything lubricated and cooled correctly. So that rounds up under the hood of this car. Now we're going to move on to my personal favorite, which is the exterior. Huge shout out to the San Diego Subaru enthusiast community for helping us find a Veris kit for this car. We've got a Veris front bumper and Veris rear bumper. I absolutely love how the Verus bumper looks. It's definitely one of the more aggressive bumpers you can get for this car. Every single Subaru I've seen with a Verus bumper looks completely different because there are just so many ways you can paint and style this bumper. It's a really cool piece. So Mickey and the boys over at SOS did a really good job stylizing and getting this bumper shot and painted with the satin black, and we have the satin carbon, which is another thing you'll see kind of all around the car. I absolutely love the look of it. Will actually went ahead and installed some Morimoto fog lights for us. This generation STI actually doesn't come with fog lights from the factory, so having that installed with a factory button is actually a really cool option you don't see on STIs. Along with the Verus front bumper, we actually paired this with a Sabon carbon fiber hood, again painted by SOS. This whole hood is carbon, just having this section satin and the rest of it white I think is a super good look, and it really changed how the front of this car looks. This thing rolling down the highway looks absolutely ballistic compared to a stock STI, and I love it. Moving into the wheel, tire, and suspension package we have on this car, we have a set of TSW 18-inch Amatras. This is a really nice looking wheel. I don't really see this style of wheel on STIs too often, so definitely a really cool look. We got lucky with the fluorescent yellow calipers already on the car, which is kind of another theme you'll see throughout the rest of the build. Our Amatras are wrapped in a Falcon Azenis RT 615 K Plus tires. Really nice wheel and tire package. I love these. You can kind of drive them year round, at least in San Diego. And to pair with the wheel and tire package, we have a set of Revel coilovers. We used them on our last Sweepstakes build, as well as a few other builds around the shop, and pretty much every time we put them on, they don't disappoint. I love the ride quality. It's a nice, sporty, but not crazy stiff damper. They are completely adjustable ride height and damping as well, which is really nice. You can kind of set it up however you want. I absolutely have come to love the Revel coilover kits that we've put on all of our cars. We also have a set of Cobb Performance sway bars and carbo end links to kind of firm up the suspension and give it a really good bite and really good turn in and handling as well. So moving on to the side of the car, a touch that I really like is the fluorescent and flat STI badging we got on the side. Mickey loves to put those on. We have a set of Charge Speed side skirts, and I absolutely love Charge Speed stuff. They have really good style, and the fitment is always freaking spot on. Along with that, we have the main decal on our Throtl and Hoonigan collab livery, which I think turned out awesome. I wasn't a super big fan of it when I saw it in the renderings, but as soon as it went on the car, it really came alive and brought it out, and I absolutely love it. It has a lot of deep satin black tie-ins with the rest of the car, and the fluorescent yellow is always a good touch. Coming around to the back side of the car, you can start to see our Verus bumper, and this Verus bumper, like the front, has a lot of really cool venting and ducting. I love this section right here that kind of ducks in behind the rear tire. We did quite a few things on the back end to kind of sharpen it up and make it look really nice. The first thing Mickey did was actually went through and replaced all of our badging for the car to stand out a little bit more with the red and to kind of match the theme of the car with the black and fluorescent yellow Subaru logo, and then just a classic blacked out Subaru badge on the back. We have a massive APR wing, which SOS did a killer job on all of the carbon bits on this, shooting them satin carbon, which is really nice, and the rear diffuser is like that as well, which is another piece added on, and I love the look of this. It has the little tabs coming out from underneath, and it also kind of integrates the factory diffuser of the rear Verus bumper, which is a really nice piece. We also have carbon kind of heat shields over the exhaust tip. This car does have a Cobb full titanium catback exhaust, which is an awesome piece. It's got really good volume, but it's not like crazy loud. It's a really crisp noise, and this exhaust system is freaking ridiculously light. The whole thing weighs like 8 pounds. It's probably a little more than that, but compared to the 60-pound stock exhaust, it's such an improvement. It was such a cool piece to install. It fit perfectly. It was just all around a good time. So we haven't done a lot to change this car, but I think all of the modifications we've done really changed the aesthetic and really changed how the car looks and drives. When this chassis came out initially, I wasn't a super big fan of the look. The STI came out looking pretty sharp, and then the aftermarket absolutely crushed it with the parts available for these cars. I absolutely love the way this thing looks coming down the highway. It looks super mean, and every time I see it, it puts a smile on your face. So Sean, why don't you go around the side of the car and we can start looking at some of the interior stuff we did on this car. So for the interior, this thing is actually really nice. The way the interior is laid out, all the quality stuff, the steering wheel looks really sharp with a flat bottom on it. It's a really nice interior, so we didn't really feel the need to change too much about the inside of the car. Most obvious is we have a carboy short shifter with a throttle shift knob, and this really just brings the life out of the transmission, and it's so much more fun to drive and so much more engaging with this. The next one is going to be our boys over at Opalite Optics. Actually installed a starry headliner on this car, and I absolutely love it. I would love to put one in one of my cars at some point. It just looks so freaking cool. I absolutely love it. You can change the colors on it. You can get this actually to sync with the stereo system and change colors and change flashing modes as you're playing music, which is a really nice touch. It's such a fun thing to play with too. I can sit here for hours just watching it change color. You get a little remote. Oh, it's such a good time. So that's it. That's all we've done to the car. Now let's get this thing back to the shop. I want to hand the keys off to Mickey and Ricky and see what they think about the final iteration of this car. Let's go. We are pulling up to the shop right now, so we're gonna go find Mickey, hand him the keys, and let him go take this thing for a drive and get his opinion on it.
Let's do this.
Have you driven this?
I haven't, actually. We built it, finished it a few weeks ago, gave it to the boys at Hoonigan, and now I actually get to drive it for the first time.
It's always fun when Mickey's driving.
A little push button start. I love all the modern amenities. It's so much different than JDM 90s cars. Key fobs, push button, full screens in the dash, doing all our work for us. Pretty cool the progression that we've gone through from giving away cars that cost us maybe a couple grand to start and had to do full mods to brand new cars that require a lot less because they're really good straight out of the box. So this car being basically a brand new STI is quite interesting. It allowed us to actually do some really fun stuff without having to do a ton of general maintenance and things, which is fun and we like to do it, but it's neat to also have a brand new one. All right, let's see what she's got. First of all, the seats are really nice. Sits a little high, but I think there's some adjustment. I just haven't played with it too much. Seats feel good. Brand new leather steering wheel, can't beat that. Perf on here too, and the red stitch. It's got that Subi rumble. I was wondering what it was going to sound like inside because I've heard it outside, the Cobb exhaust after we installed it, but it's actually really tolerable inside. It's not super loud.
Yeah, it's nice because you can still have like a decent conversation.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. This is the bumpiest road in San Diego County, so we're really testing this suspension. And the Revel coilovers actually handled that quite well. Gets after it. Brakes are good. Woo! She's smooth. Man, this is amazing. This thing rips. Downforce too in the back. You can feel that wing doing work. Holy cow. Man, this is so nice. The fact that you're able to have like a fully modded, pretty much brand new car and it's completely dailyable is like, I mean, that's our ultimate goal, I think, whenever we build a car, is to make it so that you want to drive it every day and it's not a hassle to drive every day. We've all had those projects that, you know, it's a really cool project and it's really fun to build it, but then you get it done and you go to drive it and it's just not that enjoyable to drive. I don't want to say a letdown, but it kind of is. I mean, I've done it to myself before. I've overbuilt cars or did the wrong mods and actually made the car not as fun or not as good as I thought it was going to be. That's the real beauty of actually starting with a newer platform, a newer car, throwing on purposeful bolt-ons that are going to make it a better car. And so you take it from a good daily to a really cool, great daily. It's gonna get real bumpy right here. Yee! Man, I love this thing. Man, the brakes too.
They work.
The brakes are no joke, man. Subaru nailed it with this car. Can't believe they discontinued this thing. Man, you can't replace this. Whoever wins this thing, I might try to trade in my wagon for it. Maybe not.
I don't know if you could do that.
The wagon's got some swag. I don't know, man. That thing's got some swagger about it. This is sick though, man. Like, the boys at SOS killed it with the paint match and getting everything ready for us, the satin clears. They always pull off my visions really well. I appreciate that about those guys over there. Shout out to our customer service team as well, because I know they ordered a lot of the parts for this car directly through our site for us to put on it. The Sabon hood, the Rebel coilovers. There's a whole laundry list of parts that we put on this thing. There was a lot of people involved to get it done. It really turned out great. All right, well, I've had my fun in this thing. I can assure you it is everything that we've barked about it. It is amazing. I love it. But now let's give Ricky a shot behind the wheel here and see what he thinks, because he definitely has a little bit different taste than I do, and Quinn as well. So let's see what Ricky has to say about it. Ricky! Time to go for a drive.
I gotta treat her nice.
Ricky never treats anything.
No, I'm gonna treat her nice because we don't want an SVT sequel here. Look at Quinn. Look at Quinn. Look at Quinn.
We don't want another neon situation.
Yeah. So last time I drove her, she did not have the body kit or the spoiler.
Really? It's been that long?
Yeah, I only drove her the first time we got her.
Wait, have you driven it with the wheels and tires and coilovers?
No.
You haven't driven it with any of the suspension or nothing?
No.
So you haven't even driven this thing?
No. Not since the day we got it.
Jeez.
Oh, whoa. Hold on. Definitely didn't feel like this last time. This is definitely more peppy. What do we do to this thing? The engine? I don't even remember.
Cobb tune.
Oh, the Cobb tune.
50 state legal Cobb tune.
And it made that big of a difference?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I mean, ain't no Focus SVT, but no, this thing is fast, dude. It is so new, so fast, and it feels so great. It does everything right. How many miles do we have? Wait, 4,000 miles? Yo, whoever wins is gonna get literally a brand new OEM Plus car that is in great shape, great condition, the best body kit you can find, APR spoiler, a bunch of carbon fiber bits, shark through shifter, titanium exhaust from Cobb, the Cobb tuning, which is legal in all 50 states. This is sick, dude. Right? Right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were driving on sissy mode. We were driving on wheels mode.
Race the Prius.
Oh, he got no chance, bro. I'm a very safe driver. What did he say? That's it. No more. Did you guys notice that I never drive on the truck with like throttle cars? It's for a reason. Because they see me driving my personal cars and they're like, hell no, we don't want Ricky touching these cars. This is a great car. I'm so happy it's going to somebody that can probably enjoy it more than we are. Because our cars literally come in, they sit in the parking lot and that stuff. But this is sick. This is amazing. It is quiet. It is loud when it needs to be loud. It is fast. It is 50 state legal. Titanium, I mean, everything we did on this thing is literally amazing. And this is a perfect daily driver. Coming out of a hard day's of work, getting on this thing, it's so relaxing, cools you down. By the time you get home, your nice, peace, quiet self will be able to go home and attend to your family in a good peace of mind, having a very good car. In a few more days, we'll be giving this car to one of you guys. So stay tuned. This car could be yours.
So we have the STI back in the shop. In today's video, you saw us take it out for a drive. I drove it, handed the keys off to Mickey and Ricky, and we went into an in-depth review of everything we've done to the car. All of the modifications, all of the upgrades, all of the styling updates. And I absolutely love the way this thing turned out. It is such a good everyday car. If you guys are in the market for a four-door sedan that still has some sportiness to it, an STI is a great option. It has an amazing enthusiast community behind it. It has a slew of aftermarket parts. There's so many parts you can buy for these things. It's incredible. incredible. This is the last generation of the internal combustion STI, which is a little unfortunate, but we're gonna celebrate the life of the STI with this car. So don't forget guys, there is only 2 days left to enter to win the 2021 STI behind me, this exact car. Head over to throtlVIP.com. Every dollar you spend buying car parts, merchandise, whatever is gonna get you 1 entry to win this car plus $20,000 in cash. 2 days left, so head over there right now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of this car, how it turned out. I think the styling is absolutely insane on this car and I absolutely love it. So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah?